Hey, listen up. We got another episode of Wise Kracks, featuring the crack man himself, Bill Krackomberger, and our co-host, John Orlando, straight from Las Vegas. Wise Kracks is your ticket inside the world of sports betting, with tips, picks, special guests, and more. Only on WSN.com.
All right, everybody, we are back for another episode of Wise Kracks. I'm pumped up because the Cowboys did the unthinkable. They actually beat Tom Brady. I did not think this was going to happen, Bill Krackomberger. I did not.
Yeah, but you said that you liked Tampa.
I didn't mean it, though.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I did. I just thought, for years I've said...
That's the reverse psychology.
Well, for years I've said, do not bet against Tom Brady, especially in the playoffs. Learn your lesson. Don't bet against Tom Brady. So I was like, I'm not going to bet against Tom Brady. But I didn't bet on him. I just didn't make a bet. I laid off. See, the game's on TV.
Right.
My favorite team was playing.
Were you home with the missus?
Home watching it with the missus.
Wow. And this weekend, did you go to the Resorts World this weekend? Or no?
No.
Last weekend? Oh, you didn't go?
Last weekend, not this.
No, not this past weekend.
Not this past weekend.
Okay, good.
No.
Good.
Are you proud of me? I didn't bet, and it was on TV, and my favorite team didn't bet.
I have something to, good job. No, really good. I have something to tell you.
What?
I was at Resorts World on Friday night. I went to go bet some prop bets. As a matter of fact, the tickets in my... Hold on, guys. I think... I went to Resorts World on Friday night. I had to meet someone at the Asian restaurant there, and which was fantastic, by the way.
Really?
Palace. It was really good. Jesus.
In the food court or
no.
Oh, like a nice
Matter of fact,
place.
the whole food court is like an Asian
unbelievable.
theme. They got pigs hanging and ducks hanging. They're like they were lots. When I first went there, they were really busy. Here we go. Now, does that look like kind of weird? Just Resorts World, and it's a ticket, right?
Right.
Okay. Does it have any bets on it?
No, this is a voucher.
It's a voucher. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I go up to the counter at Resorts World. I ask them about proposition bets. They say, oh, no, we don't have them at the desk. You have to go to the kiosk or the app. So I go to the kiosk. I find the bet that I want to bet. And I actually took a picture of it. So I have a picture of it here. And I go to make a bet. I said, I don't know what they're going to take. So let me just be a little bit more careful. Let me not, bet a lot of money. But I said, let me just make a little bet, $500. So I go to bet. Well, okay, I'm just saying it's a prop bet. I go to bet $500. Let's go to Friday because I know I have it. I go to bet $500. There it is. There's the kiosk at Resorts World. Here, you could see a 500. By the way, it would have lost under passing touchdowns by Skylar Thompson. 500 to win 850 plus 170.
Yep.
Spinning. As you see, go to the next frame. Bet rejected. As you could see, that your wager has been declined.
Whoa.
So no big deal. I lower it to 300.
Right.
When I lower it to 300, as you see here, 300 to win 510.
Yeah.
I lowered it. I'm going to read. You can see bet rejected.
Yeah.
Again at 300. Selection under the market. Skylar Thompson passing yards. Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo Bills is not available for betting anymore. The market is no longer open. Now I was like, well, what do you mean the market's no longer? Does that mean they just canceled that one bet?
Right.
Two kiosks down, a guy starts screaming and saying, what happened? I had Buffalo on my parlay here. How come I can't bet it? They took the whole game off the board because I was betting a $300 prop.
Stop.
Yes. 10 minutes, whole entire game. No one in the casino could bet the Buffalo game because Bill Krackomberger bet $300 on a prop, or attempted to bet. So anyway, the game comes back on 10 minutes later, and the bet I was going to bet right there, plus 170, is now plus 130. So what happened? They rejected the bet, and they moved on air just based on oh my God, someone's betting $300. This is a $4.2 billion casino that I heard about this, but I figured that's why I'm only going to bet. I don't want to bet a dime or nothing. I heard this stuff goes on at Resorts World. You guys should be embarrassed of yourselves to even be in the bookmaking business. That's what I feel about Resorts World.
Now, is that because you bet it? Like if I would bet it?
They don't know I'm there. They don't know I'm there.
So anyone betting that dollar
amount. Oh my God, someone bet $300. Oh my God, on a prop instead of a straight bet like a sucker or a money line parlay. Bullshit.
What are we doing in the casino world? This is so crazy.
Resorts World should be embarrassed of themselves.
I agree. Like, how is it not? It's just, if you're a casino, you should take all action. No? Isn't that the premise? Isn't that the whole point?
Make sure we outline this on because I'm pumped up now. I'm all like starting to shit. I'm gonna have a nice little retweet of that section right there. It's an embarrassment what they've done. Anyway, it happens sometimes. I understand. It happens certain times where, like, I'll go to the counter and I'll try to bet something and they'll lower the limit and they'll still take a bet, though. I understand. Maybe you don't want the exposure. Maybe you just want to learn from a guy like Bill Krackomberger. That wasn't the situation here.
Right. $300 to win 510? You're worried about,
ridiculous.
Like, I could kind of.
I heard about this, though. I heard about that's the way it was. But if I wasn't going over to the Asian restaurant to meet my friend, I wouldn't even have tried to bet.
Even 30,000 to win 51,000, I can't imagine that's an issue. How is that an issue?
Well, prop bets. I mean, they were like, no one's going to take that. But
so are they afraid that's the gateway to a bunch of people hammering that same bet?
No.
No.
Listen, I have a place in town that takes $3,000 every prop for me. Every single prop, $3,000. So I don't want to hear it. They're enough's enough. I mean, these places have to be exposed. They have to
Circa
be exposed.
takes that all day long.
Circa takes a dime, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Sorry, Circa takes $2,000 on props. Circa takes $2,000. Westgate takes a dime. Caesars takes 3 dimes. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. There you go.
Wow, man. Okay, that's crazy. That's really so crazy.
Crazy start. Sorry.
No. So we've got a huge weekend coming up. The Bills and the Bengals are going to square off.
Let's first talk about last weekend. I know it's not in our notes, but I didn't think. Boy, Jacksonville, 27-0. They come back.
How is that even possible?
I don't know if it's the biggest, but it's maybe the biggest in playoff history, but it's not the biggest, though, because I know a couple games. There was a Monday night game when I was a kid, Buffalo Bills. It was crazy, but there was even this season we had a big comeback, 33. The Minnesota game, I think it was 33-0 or 31-0. But wow, I'll tell you, Trevor Lawrence. Let's talk about him for a second.
Yeah.
I've been really tough on him his whole career. He showed me a little something.
Yeah.
He actually came back. Did you watch the games, though?
Yes.
Did you watch the game?
Yes.
You weren't at Resorts World. I don't know if you watched.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence showed me something here. 3 interceptions he had, and he was on the sidelines after 3 interceptions. He was still confident. He was still good. I mean, 27-0. This team came back. Gutsy Lawrence did not fold like listen.
Yeah.
And then he went to Waffle House. Did you know about that?
No.
He went to Waffle House after the game.
I love that.
Which is like a little local,
of course.
A big thing on the East Coast,
Love Waffle
South.
House. Yeah.
And how do you even know Waffle House? How do you know that?
Atlanta. Chris Benson loves Waffle House.
There you go. Waffle House. Atlanta. All right.
Yeah.
So,
I think the first one is in
really?
Atlanta.
He went
I'm
to
pretty sure.
Everyone cheered for him. In the Waffle House. And it was so cool, man. And listen, I hope they win this weekend. I hope they win. But that was just one of the
That's the kind of momentum
games
that you can win this weekend.
Miami and Buffalo. Look at that game. 17-0 they're losing. They come back. I mean they
could not
have won the
believe
game.
That.
Could have won the game.
A couple times.
The director of risk and trading at a big, giant sports book said to me, if Buffalo lost that game outright, it would have been our biggest game of the year, and maybe even since they've opened up the app in the United States.
Really?
It was a giant, tens of millions, because everyone bet Moneyline parlay.
Right.
They bet San Fran. They bet Buffalo with Cincinnati.
Right.
I mean, that's just everyone. And by the way, not only the squares, there were sharp guys on that.
Yeah.
They probably should have lost because Cincinnati should have lost. But Baltimore was going in for the game leading by and tied up. They were going for the lead. And the kid, I feel bad for him because he's a kind of new in the situation too. Huntley put his hand over the goal line, fumbled the ball 99 yards the other way.
That was unbelievable.
Cincinnati didn't look back. They won the game.
Yeah.
So there was some really exciting games this
really
weekend.
Exciting games.
And I would love to say this next weekend coming up should be that much exciting. And I'm looking forward to these games.
Yeah.
These are going to have huge.
You don't usually talk like that.
They're going to have huge ratings just from being a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a mathematical guy, analytical guy, model-driven guy, but I have to know so much more about the NFL this year for a couple of the NFL shows I do. I've really had a deep dive this past year and a half in the NFL, and I really look forward to this weekend. Should be some fun games. We got some. I'll tell you right now, before we even get into the games, I wouldn't bet a single one of these favorites. I wouldn't lay 8.5. I wouldn't lay 7.5.
Yeah.
I said it last week on a nationwide show. I would not double digits. Never. And sure enough, it proved to be true again. Listen, it doesn't take the amazing Kreskin to know this kind of stuff, though. It's almost common sense. You can't lay double digits in the NFL. I don't lay anything over 3. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Very rare if I do.
Yeah.
So let's open up with the Kansas City-Jacksonville game. Now, listen, this game can easily go either way.
Yeah. Literally,
Kansas City, off the rest and stuff. I mean, they could come out and listen. Jacksonville's not coming back from a 27-0 deficit against Kansas City. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah.
So That should be a big game. Look forward to it.
But I feel like Mahomes is the new Brady for me with the postseason. Like I wouldn't bet against Mahomes.
Yeah,
ever.
No, I understand. But let me tell you something. Kansas City has one problem. They don't cover a lot of games.
They don't.
So they're always in a one-score game. So,
yeah, and I feel like they slow start.
Yeah,
sometimes
they do.
I'm not start.
I'm not betting Jacksonville. I'm just saying.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'm really not. If Cincinnati goes back to 6, I may jump back in there. It seems like a lot for a team with decent defense, good defense. But let's stick with the Saturday games. Jacksonville, Kansas City, we went over a little bit here.
Yeah.
This next game, boy, I'll tell you what, I'm really tempted to take the Giants with the points.
Yeah?
I really am. And listen, I know they played a couple weeks ago, and I know it's not going to be the same kind of game scenario here. You're going into the vet. Toughest place to play in the country, probably. These are the fans that throw snowballs at Santa Claus. So you have to know. Tough fans, tough situation.
Yeah.
This is actually an old division rival. I feel bad if anyone's going to go into that stadium with a Giant jersey on.
Yeah.
I feel bad for anyone that's going to go in that stand with a Dallas jersey or any other jersey except for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
This should be a real fun, pumped up game. Both sides. I just think the Giants looked so good last weekend. I'm really
momentum,
not a
man.
Giants fan. I bet under on their season wins lost.
I'm a Giants hater, and I can't even find the hate for they looked fantastic.
Daniel Jones looked really good. Barkley looked good.
Yeah.
Can they look good 2 games in a row? Can Barkley stay healthy? There's a lot of questions here, but
confidence. How do you not have the confidence?
Dayball's going to be the coach of the year. Great job getting them this far. And this should be a lot of fun. Look forward to this game too.
Yeah, that is a good one. And Cincinnati Buffalo.
Cincinnati Buffalo's on Sunday. That's the opening game here in Vegas. Weird times. 12. My screen says 12 o'clock. I guess that's a playoff starting time. 3 p.m. back east. Usually it's 1 o'clock. I thought, but anyway, it's 12 o'clock here. 3 p.m. back east. And Buffalo, Cincy. Listen, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 5.5s on my screen. Boy, that looks high. Circus staying at 4.5 though. But it just looks high for a team that, listen, Baltimore was the better team last week. Mm-hmm. But Buffalo didn't prove anything to me. I mean, they just barely beat Miami without a quarterback, Buffalo just hasn't looked good down the stretch to me. And they proved that they're human this year multiple times.
They gave up the lead, but they came back strong.
No, they did. But listen, they won by 3, right? They won by 3 points, I think, and given 14. So anyway, it should be a fun game, though. This should be a great game to watch. This is probably the game of the week. It's going to be. I shouldn't say that because the next game could be the game of the week. These games are lower line, so of course, naturally, they'll be. They look like they're going to be more of closer games of the week types.
I just love that Allen is so mobile. It's such a game changer, man. There's so many situations that he's able to get out of, and it looks like he's going to run, and then he throws. It's just a equalizer.
Burrow hasn't looked to a form either, so I understand the situation.
Yeah,
it should be a fun game.
What's the money line?
Money line,
Bengals.
You could. I actually was thinking about. Circa had plus 208 2 nights ago.
That's hard to turn that down.
Just from a value standpoint,
right?
It looked like it was a good play. Let me tell you, I'm surprised the line went down on the total. The total was 49.5, down to 48 now. I'm actually surprised. I thought these teams would be offensive fireworks would keep the bookmakers keeping the line up there because the public's still going to bet over.
Yeah.
So I expect that game to rise more towards game time, total wise.
Let's talk about my Cowboys.
Yeah, they played good. They played good. They looked like the Cowboys of mid-season.
But is it that or is it?
Tampa made them look better.
Right.
They made them look better.
But
Tampa
Cowboys, you still can't take away that they did play well. The offensive line did their job. The defense, the pass rush.
Yeah,
they had pressured the hell out of Brady.
Yeah, no, they looked really good. And
Dak looked good.
Probably too high here. 4 points. That's probably.
They look confident. They look like they were having fun for the first time in a while.
San Fran's just such an offensive powerhouse. You look at McCaffrey, Kittle, Ayuk, Debo. Oh my God, they have so many guys. They look so powerful. They really do. So, but you have a kid. You have a kid quarterbacking. You have, he was the last pick in the draft.
Right.
So,
but that Cinderella story's in play. I like to stay away from that.
His whole family had like a group of 10 people in the crowd.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of pressure every week now, man. It keeps building. But speaking of pressure, what's going on with our kicker for Dallas?
Yeah, no.
That guy missed 4 extra points.
And Jerry Jones said he's going to stay with him.
Which I do like. I mean, he's been lights out all year. I don't think he's missed 4 extra points all year, and he missed 4 in one game. But my question to you is, you remember in baseball, do you remember that pitcher, Rick Ankiel? He was a pitcher for the Cardinals.
Yeah, St. Louis.
And he got in his head, and he could not find never mind the strike zone.
Oh, okay.
He was throwing the ball over the catcher's head. Do you remember that in the postseason?
I don't, but that's what happens sometimes.
And it was so bad, Bill. Even the next season it carried over. They converted him to a center fielder. Do you remember this? And he was a great hitter. And he was hitting home runs. But my point of bringing it up is Steve Sachs had the throwing problem. Chuck Knobloch had the throwing problem. There are certain things, I think, when you get in your head, this weird thing happens. So I worry.
How about Bill Buckner?
But could this be one of those things with this kicker, where now it's just in his head?
Sure. And
it's the wrong time to be in your head.
After the third extra point he missed, I said, "This is in his head."
Right.
Just gonna,
clearly he has the talent.
Yeah. No.
But it's mental.
It just gets in your head. The second one I text after, I said, "Wow, this is something that can just knock it out of your head." And sure enough, you missed again.
Right.
And again. And but you know what? Most people hate Jerry Jones. Jerry is a successful businessman, multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
And,
he's loyal.
His ego is so much so that he still wants to make all the decisions on the team.
Yeah.
Where you let the guys you've hired that are specialists in that position do their job.
Right.
And not get so much involved and be such an egomaniac that he has to get right in the press. Oh, yeah, I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to do this. I'm Dak this. I know he's everything. He's the boss of bosses there. But my own opinion is Jerry should step back and let the professionals take over. I know it's this late in the season, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And this late in his life, he's 80 years old, probably not going to happen.
Yeah. The thing I can't get out of my head is, I'm a huge Dodger fan, and San Francisco Giants are always the monkey on my back, right? That's the big rival.
Wow.
How is it that San Francisco keeps following me, with Dallas, that's the rival? Why can't I get away from having to hate San Francisco across the board?
There's many reasons to hate San Francisco in general, to be honest with you. You got no shot of me ever going up there. I don't even want to be there, never mind ever lived there.
When's the last time you were there?
I was there 5 years ago. By the way, I loved it. It was beautiful. I went to this little artsy town across the Golden Gate. I mean, it was beautiful. But
I've only been there twice in my whole life.
Yeah, I have no reason to go.
Yeah,
and there's so many reasons why I don't want to go. And just seeing San Fran, you're right. It's just this can be a Achilles heel for you. So we'll see.
You're gonna watch the games.
Oh, of course.
I love that.
Of course.
You like playoff football, but this year you're way more into it, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some bets on some props here and some stuff. I'll get by game time. I'll have maybe a side, definitely a total. I'm looking at maybe under Kansas City. I didn't bet that. I'm looking at maybe over Buffalo if it stays there, or God forbid it gets down even a little bit lower. Now weather means a lot, so I didn't see any bad weather right now though on forecasted for there. So
and you won't take any action on picking a Super Bowl winner right now. Betting someone to win it all?
No. I wouldn't bet anything. No.
Just because it's just so up in the air, or there's just no value.
There's no value.
The money.
Listen, I didn't even look at the yes nos. One of the books here in town puts up a yes no. I didn't even look because the no is normally the good value is normally the no's. Let's just take a quick peek real quick.
Yeah.
At the yes no. We'll do the yes nos on every team. This is Circle, by the way.
Yeah.
The Bills to win the championship. No is minus 445. Yes is plus 350.
Really?
By the way.
Wait, to win the AFC championship? Or
to win the Super Bowl.
To win the
Super Bowl. Yeah, they call it the NFL championship. You can't call it the Super Bowl here in Nevada. They have copyright.
Even on a ticket on a book, you can't use the word Super Bowl.
Can't use the word
so
Super Bowl.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Come on.
But this is just to show you.
Yeah.
The Bills were plus 350 last week. So that's how much of an easy of a game it was supposed to be last week. So they're still plus 350, though, to win the Super Bowl. Let's call it what it is. The Bengals are plus 10.5 to 1 to win the Super Bowl.
That's a good bet.
Which I don't get. They were plus 9 to 1 last week. They were plus 9 to 1. Now they're plus 10 to 1.
They're closer. They're one step closer.
They're one step closer, and now the line went up.
That's so weird.
Oh, yeah. They're plus 10.5. Jacksonville plus 42 to 1. You can lay 69 to 1. Might be a great bet. So maybe we'll talk to your dad, see if we can get 690,000 to win 10 grand. So so Jacksonville, the Chiefs minus 370 plus 290 are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. So they're
plus 290.
Yeah, plus 3 to 1, a little bit under 3 to 1. Your Cowboys, You can lay 13.40 or take 8.50. So that's the Cowboys are 8.5. You could take 8.5.
No, weren't the Cowboys 10-1 at the beginning of the year?
You know what? They were about 12 to 1.
12
yeah,
to 1.
They were about 12 to 1.
So again, same thing. How is that?
Pretty decent odds considering how deep
really
they
good.
are. Yeah, I agree. Eagles minus 690 plus 500. Giants minus 62 to 1 plus 37 to 1. I'd rather lay no on Jacksonville than I lay on the Giants. I'm just saying. I'm not taking a 37.
What are the Giants again?
Plus 37 to 1.
Wow.
On the Giants. You know, you can actually mathematically hedge that probably, but you might be better off just taking the money line parlay the next 3 games too. So you have to think who they're going to play and what the money line will be then. Times it out by this money line, and you could work out the math. Last but not least, your 49ers. Minus 5 to 1 plus 4 to 1. So there you go. There's the lines, and that's the openings. I'm sorry, that's the lines for this weekend. Still pretty decent now that I see it. San Fran was plus 4.5 to 1 last week. Now they're plus 4 to 1.
And the money line this week for the Cowboys is plus 200?
More than that. Yeah, hold on. Well, all right. It was yesterday, but today it's plus 2 to 1. Plus 210 at Caesars. So wow,
that's a good bet.
Plus 210 right now. Yeah.
Would you rather do that? Like if I was going to bet, or would you rather I take the points?
Probably the points. Probably the points in this situation. But what you're supposed to do is, if you bet, let's say you bet $100 on the game plus the 4, you're supposed to bet $10 on the money line, plus the 210. Take 10% of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a little fun.
I like that, Crack. There's big. You have any more football?
No, the party's over.
Big. There's big UFC card this weekend. They're in Rio.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Rio?
No.
Have you traveled much out of the country?
My father was so overprotective. He always said, and my dad was all over the country. He was in the in the Navy, and he traveled everywhere.
Yeah.
And he just said, when you come back to this country, you kiss the ground. When you come back, and he was in Germany 3 times. He was over. He actually went over for Vietnam. And he just told me every time he went to Europe or anywhere really, some of the war. He was in some war-torn countries though. It wasn't in France and visiting touristy things. But he just said it's so dangerous, and if he only knew now what was going on, Jesus. Yeah. But
I instinctively am the same way.
Yeah, besides I've been to Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, those countries.
Yeah.
I've been to. I've also been through the islands, Bahamas.
I do love the Bahamas.
Curacao. I've been to some of those places. But that's basically when I was writing back then. I used to do stories on some of the sports books.
Yeah.
And stuff. And but you know what? You do. I was in the Dominican Republic a couple times. Felt very unsafe just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Felt very unsafe from the ride in Punta Cana from the airport to the Hard Rock back. People get kidnapped. People with cars.
There's just no reason
they come
to go.
with motorcycles and literally try to rob people. The airport, they're very corrupt. That if you carry cash to the airport in Punta Cana, they shake you down. This comes from firsthand accounts too.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So they're in Rio. Big card. Gilbert Burns is fighting Neil Magny. This is an interesting fight to me. Gilbert Burns is minus 450. Neil right now, I believe, is plus 350. Gilbert Burns is great. I'm a Gilbert Burns fan, but Neil Magny is just a gamer, and I just feel like to get him. I think you even said he was plus 400 at Circa.
You said he's a good ground fighter.
He's good. He's good. Great in the clinch. He's good with his elbows. Like Neil Magny's dangerous, man, and he's one of those guys. He's just a grinder. He's never out of the fight. I don't know. I mean,
you can get plus 410 here in town.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's value. I'm not saying Gilbert Burns is going to lose, but I'm saying there's good value. So this is one of those cases where if the value's there, it's still a decent bet.
Throw
right?
a peanut on it.
Right.
But Robert, our producer, wants to bet it, and the other side
does.
Burns in a money line parlay, right?
But Robert owes me dinner and $50. So keep going, from UFC. So keep the hits coming, Robert. Keep them coming. Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno, another one Robert and I disagree on. Brandon Moreno's
closer though. This is like a pick.
Definitely, this is a pick.
Minus 115 at Caesars.
They're
minus
both
128 at Circa.
Yeah, they're both extremely dangerous. Okay. They've fought each other before. I'm taking Brandon Moreno. I might be a little partial to Brandon because I'm a fan. Oh, okay. I also know his manager real well. And Brandon Moreno, fun fact, is going to start doing his podcast right here at Sticky Paws starting next month.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So I think honestly, and then Glover Teixeira is fighting Jamal Hill. I think Jamal Hill is the best bet. I know you hate when people say it's a lock, and I'm not saying it's a lock, but I do think Jamal Hill is the best bet on that card, and I think parlaying Moreno and Hill, and then I'm also going to parlay Moreno, Hill, and Magny and hope for the best.
Why not just bet him straight, though? Why not just bet all the guys straight? Why do people bet? What's the human? That same thing. What's the human condition that makes us bet? Not me. Makes us people bet parlays.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
No, but why? No, not just you. It's everyone.
Yeah.
Casinos live on parlays. If it wasn't for parlays, they probably wouldn't be open.
You stare at those tickets. You stare at the betting slip.
Yeah.
And when you see before you even buy the ticket, how it says what it's gonna pay if it hits.
Yeah.
And we get sucked in.
Well, play craps. Play the 12. High-low on the crap table. The aces and the 12.
By the way, my favorite bet at the crap table.
Nice.
31-1, Bill.
Double digit.
Come on, 31-1.
Yeah.
It could happen, so you're saying there's a chance.
30-1, by the way.
Oh,
31-4-1. It's a tricky thing the casino uses, the FOR in between. They use it. They never did it. Back when I was a craps player in the 80s and 90s,
right?
A sucker. By the way, sneaking into casinos when I was 18, you used to say, 30-1. They said, oh, let's put 31. The customer, they're in the middle of the gamble.
Right, because yours doesn't count.
They won't even think about it. 31. Ooh, 31. Let's try to get. It's not 30 no more. So people, even whatever it may be, 15-1 was for our yo 11. Now it's 16-4-1. It's just a tricky word. They use a tricky word.
Right.
Back 16-4-1, you're getting your buck back.
Which doesn't count. You can't count that. You didn't win that.
It's a scam.
Right.
A total scam.
Bastards. Yeah. No craps for you?
No.
Never.
No, nothing for me.
Frowns upon
I'm looking to steal. I'm looking to steal. I'm looking to play. I'm looking to go in a casino, and I'm looking for things that are off. I'm looking for odds that are off. I'm looking for games that are off. I have to admit it. Should I say it publicly? Probably not. I'm looking for dealers that look at my wallet. I'm looking for dealers that are holding the decks like this in their hand, or maybe pushing out a second or third card. It's basically it's like a lion going and looking for the weak gazelle that are hopping around. I'm looking for the weak dealers that are new, and there's party pits with the sexy clothes, and oh hi, and they're bubbly, and they're showing their cards and looking. I'm looking the whole card. It's called hold carding.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's called whole carding. Not only at blackjack, it's actually better at some of the carnival games. Because first of all, that's where they put the new dealers. Second of all, if you get a glimpse of one of three cards, or get a glimpse of a card that a dealer puts down on like a 3-card, I don't know what they call it, 3-card poker. There's some funky games out there. It could be a nice edge. So if you get a glimpse of one card, you have like a 5% edge. I'm giving you, a random number,
and it happens.
Oh God, does it happen?
Really?
Oh God. I know a doctor that'll put you in a cast and sit in a friggin' wheelchair to keep you even with the table. This way you're even with the dealer, eye level with the dealer,
right?
Which means you're a little bit lower on the cards, and you're leaning on the rail, and you get a glimpse of a card. You can see if it's paint or not.
You sit like third base. You sit over at third base.
Third base is the right base too. Yeah, you've done it.
See, I know my third base.
No, there's but actually a real good team should have a guy right across from the dealer, low, and he's just betting $10, but he's signaling his guy at third base the real bet.
Right.
They're what you should do.
Right.
That's why it's not you at all. You can be drinking, having fun, look like you're doing nothing, but you're the one doing the bet, and he's betting $10. That's the real key to whole carding, and I'm sure a lot of these advantage guys are going to be real pissed off at me now.
And do you think it still happens?
Oh, God. Are you kidding me?
More so,
people go from jurisdiction to jurisdiction.
I was just going to say more so in like the Indian casinos and that stuff.
Yes, they'll travel the country, the world.
Really?
Yes, for weak dealers.
It's that stuff from the movie 21 still happening.
I guess 21. Yeah, sure, but card counters are different. People think they know how to card count.
Oh, right, because that's counting. This is just finding an edge. This is just whole carding.
Yeah,
I got you.
This is just whole carding. This is something totally different that you don't have to know about counting cards. But counting cards is still good too, but you have to have so many skill sets in place to count cards.
Right.
It's not just a basic high-low count like we talked about with Anthony Curtis. Just means like the 10s are all -1, and you can count the 2s and the 9s as 0, and everything else as +1. And it's pretty simple just because the cards equal each other out. You see a 10 and a 5, you don't even count it. But so that's a pretty simple thing to do, but you have to have the skill sets to know you only have Anthony Curtis at 0.75%. So I'll say 1% house edge, which is nothing, which is really nothing, but you do have a house edge.
Right.
Rather than them having a 1% edge on you, you have a 1% edge on them.
Right.
But they won't let you do it. They'll shuffle the cards. They'll escort you out. They'll tell you. But honestly, Like I said with Anthony here, I'd let most counters count in my garage. They don't have what it takes. They think they do. They think they may do. They may have what it takes. But this is a total different animal. We're talking about the whole carding.
Yeah,
total different.
Wow, more words of wisdom from the Crack Man. Listen, guys, with the playoffs in full swing, I got to remind you, download the Crack Wins app. It's on Apple, it's on Google Play, or just go to crackwins.com. You can see this guy's got so many years of experience sports betting just in the casino. It's in your blood, Bill Krackomberger, is it not? It's in your blood.
It is. And losing was in my blood for many, many years.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was a sucker.
Yeah.
So
like Robert losing.
No, I don't think Robert. Listen, Robert put some stuff in our group text that he's no dummy.
Right.
Yeah. Literally, I think that his girlfriend should let him bet more.
He just shouldn't bet with me with UFC.
Oh, right. Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's funny, as we speak, look, one of the sharpest guys in the world just sent me that teaser. You see what the teaser says?
Yes.
I mean, that's it almost looks like a sucker teaser, but this is a sharp guy telling me that. Kansas City minus from 8.5 down to 2.5 through the key numbers, and Philadelphia from 7.5 to 1.5. God, that looks so easy. Doesn't it look easy?
Right.
I'm surprised he would even have that. Man, I'm not betting.
You won't bet it.
I'm not betting. No.
Now, do you make a mental note when you see that to track just to see if he was right?
But I'm surprised because he only rates things 2 and 3. And
right.
This is a 3. So that's how strong he likes.
Now, will he circle back to you after the fact and go,
No.
Mm-mm. He just throws it out
he wins,
there.
though.
He wins.
Oh, yeah. Long term, definitely. Then throw out a sports books like me for winning. Yeah. But I'm still not going to bet it because teaser prices are out of control. So when I bet 6-point teasers, I expect to lay $1.10. I used to lay nothing. It used to be even. There was 5-6 shops with even teasers. And then now a couple of them went to 120. It's still borderline. Most, though, are 130 and even 140. No one can win, including me, including him, including anybody laying more than $1.20. Nobody.
Isn't it crazy they'll make you do that and then they'll still reject bets?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
They want someone to come up and bet $20 on their favorite
They
player.
want insurance policy after insurance policy after insurance policy.
They want everyone to lose and treat everyone like a sucker.
Right.
They want everyone to lose. They want everyone to bet the money line parlays. Everyone to come in and say, I'm betting. Let me bet the side. The sides are unbeatable.
Yeah.
In the long term, that's what they want. But
yeah.
Going back, I know you're talking about my app, and let me tell you
yes.
something. I'm like one of the only guys in this space that would actually admit to having a terrible week last week. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, but I'm going to write it up. I'm going to have a whole thing on it. Terrible week last week.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost a lot of money last weekend, and people that followed me did. However, long term, that's impossible. It doesn't happen. So I win. I know what happens long term.
Yeah.
But anyway, most people in the space won't ever admit that they had a losing week or a losing day even, or a losing month. I think I had 2 losing months last year. I mean, it happens. It happens. But overall, we're gonna kill it. I mean, overall, I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna be props and NFL props. I'm gonna have a ton of them this weekend. A couple totals maybe.
And not just NFL. You give out everything. There's basketball. There's everything. NBA,
basketball.
all of it.
Yeah. Bounced right back the next day, of course, with a good day. So that was good.
A little hockey to give out a little hockey or
not? Not hockey per se. But I college basketball is still going on.
Yep.
And once in a while I have NBA totals. Well, we'll still do some stuff, but
and then right around the corner, believe it or not, baseb's right around the corner, Bill.
Yeah.
Next month, pitchers and catchers report.
Amazing.
Right? We're back.
I love baseball from a fan standpoint. Like I get tickets for every Raiders game. I don't go.
Yeah.
I don't go to the games. I have no interest in going. But baseball, I love going like Petco Park.
Going.
I like going to the Dodgers play. The Dodgers. What's it? Chavez Ravine. Chavez Ravine.
Can we have? We've missed a mark here. Verbally binding right now.
What?
I want them to clip this up to remind you. We will go to Del Mar next year or this year.
Oh yeah,
we will go to a baseball game.
I like to go to a baseball game. I wanted to go to a Dodger game. I like to see how it clears out with the fair weather Dodger fans by the 9th inning. Let's beat the traffic.
All right.
No, but it would be nice to go to a game.
Dugout Club.
Oh really?
At Dodgers.
Oh, wow. That's nice. Whose tickets did you have last year?
Mary Hart. I get them from Mary Hart and Bert Sugarman.
Wow.
Like second row behind home plate.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really nice of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
That's verbally binding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And Del Mar. I want Del Mar.
We got to first worry about this weekend.
Okay.
His dad's at the South Point this weekend.
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So,
Sunday you're coming.
I'm probably going to go to the show Sunday. Okay. And it depended on the time starts of these games.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Dad's 7:30.
Yeah. So anyway, Tony Orlando this week at the South Point. You guys want to catch a really Legends of legends. Last of the Mohicans.
Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
But you are the main Mohican when it comes to sports betting. So download the CrackWinds app.
Thanks.
It's on Apple, it's on Google Play. Go to crackwinds.com and get it together, people. And then after you do that, head on over to Bill's Morning Ritual, WSN.com.
I'm on there right now again.
And
again, guys.
Free money.
It's
literally free money.
I don't even know these sports. They're new sports books, and somehow WSN gets them. I never heard of this. I never heard of Outlast. That's a new sports book. $200 deposit match. Owner's Box, $500 deposit match. These are sports books that I never heard of, and I'll tell you right now, there's no other way to say this. They somehow negotiate a better bonus for the WSN followers than they do going to the actual sites. Like literally, I'm gonna just give you guys some of them that are on here. Caesars up to $12.50 free. BetMGM $1,000 risk-free bet. DraftKings $1,000 deposit bonus. Bet Rivers $500 free bet. Bet365 $200 free bet. SI Sportsbook. This is a sports book. I think they're in Colorado. Is one of the locations. Like, this is great. I mean, $100 there. Risk for $250 at Unibet. Points bet up to $2,000. I did the points bet thing. Up to $2,000 in risk-free bets. You get one bet for $1,000 on anything you want. The other bet you get is a points bet, which is actually a bet you make that they'll beat the other team by so many points. So and they're both risk-free. So you get it back if you lose. Sugar House $500. I can keep on going on. Tipico, Golden Nugget, of course, the DraftKings. There's so many things here. Twin Spires, $1,000 free bet.
Twin Spires, isn't that a racetrack?
Isn't that the racetrack?
Yes,
like, I don't even know how that.
You know, I'm a track junkie when I know Twin Spires. I don't even know where it is. Where is it? I don't even know.
Well, I mean,
is that Arizona? No,
it would be in Kentucky. Is the actual right? Is that Twin Spires?
I don't even know.
But as far as a sports book goes,
it's just them behind it, right?
Yeah, which is. Oh yeah, I'm sure,
right.
sure.
Wow.
Them behind it for sure. So I just went to sport. You click on the link, it takes you to the site, which in this case we're looking at twinspires.com. Where to bet, Arizona, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So that's legal in Pennsylvania. I'll be there for the Super Bowl. Looking forward to taking a little advantage of that.
When are you leaving town?
I don't know yet. I don't have a date yet.
Okay. You're here next week?
50-50.
50-50.
I mean,
50-50. You remember War Games?
Great. Yeah.
War Dogs.
War Dogs. Fantastic
50-50.
line. 50-50. What do you mean 50-50? 50-50, we make it. He says he clearly doesn't know what 50-50 means. Yeah. Great movie. One of my favorites. It's literally in my top 25 probably.
Agreed.
So anyway, you get the promotion codes. Also, there's a section for NFL picks, predictions, and bonuses, like I said. Sportsbook bonuses state by state. That's what I was meaning to point out in the beginning. Click on your jurisdiction. You find out what WSN has for your jurisdiction. The latest Wise Krack pods, you can go there and look at all of our podcasts are on there. Prediction news. Of course, the sports betting news I love to read about. There's articles about North Carolina. I don't know if the Bible Belt's going to be getting legalized in sports betting anytime soon, but Missouri, North Dakota actually approves a sports betting bill. The Senate is the next to go. These articles are all on here. How about Hawaii legislators proposing sports books in Hawaii? That would hurt maybe the Las Vegas market a little bit because people do fly in. Big Hawaiian contingency goes downtown every year, Super Bowl, everything. So anyway, all there on WSN.com. Check it out.
Bill, let me ask you this. In 2008, I predicted the Phillies would win the World Series, and they did.
Huh.
In 1993, I predicted the Cowboys would win the Super Bowl before the season started, 10-1 odds, and they did.
Okay.
Travis, throw the camera back onto just Bill solo.
Me?
Just Bill, yeah.
Oh.
Do you believe in signs, Bill Krackomberger? Because I've seen the future. I've seen the future just now. Look at that helmet behind you.
Oh,
you see that helmet behind you?
Me? Cowboys?
No, yeah. Look on the screen. See it on the screen?
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl. I just saw it.
But
I just saw it. I just saw it just now in this moment, looking at you talking about football and the Dallas Cowboy helmet behind you. I have seen the future, Crack.
Wow.
Plus 850 Cowboys. Put your best customers in it.
Wow. That's from Wall Street. Yeah.
Blue Horseshoe loves Anacott Steel. Put your best customers.
Good deal.
I love it. We need to do one show at some point, or at least a segment of just movie lines. Guess the movie line.
It's a sickness I have, though. It really is. Like I watch the same 40 movies over and over. Not during this season, but like when March Madness is like up.
Yeah.
I'll watch the same 40 movies over. My wife's like, "Are you out of your
How about
mind?"
Draft Day? I've been hooked on that lately.
No,
Kevin Costner.
I've never seen it.
What?
No, I have to see it.
Promise me.
Well,
It's football playoff time.
My movies are like Godfather.
No, me too. Yeah, Casino.
But the same thing with like Casablanca. I watch it a million times. I love Casablanca. There's such great lines in these movies, especially Casino.
Yeah,
there's such great little lines there that I use every day. Believe it or not, Espo's been trying to get me on Fletch.
Oh, come on!
I've seen parts of it.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Breakfast Club. I love that.
Okay,
I love that. Yeah. A lot of these movies wouldn't be able to be made today.
No,
by the way, no.
I agree.
Well, cancel culture,
no
and,
chance.
And woke, and
yeah. All right. Well, this was fun. I know we've had some great guests, but I can't lie. I just going back and forth. I want to tell you something.
The guys asked yesterday. We could have had 5 guests. I got to tell you. I got some good feedback from some people that it's just good when we roll.
I just like the rhythm. All right, so we'll do it again next week. Hopefully you'll still be in town. If not, I'll see you on Zoom, and we will see all of you on Wise Kracks next week.
Thanks, guys.